Imagine this: in just 60 seconds, you can step into a version of reality where the door you've been knocking on swings wide open. Not next month, not next year, but now. 1 minute, one scene, and the universe shifts in your favor. Most people live here waiting for their opportunity, but what if yours is already waiting for you to see it? The truth is, you are never more than a thought away from the reality you desire. The problem is, most people spend their thoughts rehearsing fears instead of rehearsing victories. They replay what went wrong instead of envisioning what can go right. But there is a method so simple, so fast, and so powerful that it can turn locked doors into open gateways, and it takes only 60 seconds. Here's how it works. You choose one scene. Not a dozen possibilities, not a vague wish, but one vivid, precise moment that would happen if your desire were already fulfilled. If you want the job, imagine shaking hands with your new boss. If you want the relationship, imagine hearing the words, "I'm so glad we're together." If you want freedom, picture yourself standing where freedom lies for you: a beach, a mountaintop, a home you dreamed of. This is not daydreaming for fun. This is planting a seed in the deepest soil of your mind. Close your eyes and for 60 seconds make the scene so real that you can smell the air, hear the sounds, feel the texture of your success under your fingertips. You don't have to explain how it will happen. You just need to live it right now, as if it has already happened. Why 60 seconds? Because that's long enough to bypass the noise of your doubt, yet short enough to keep your mind locked in one crystal clear vision. Anything longer, and you might drift into distraction. Anything shorter, and your subconscious won't fully absorb the image. One uninterrupted minute is like a lightning strike, quick, powerful, unforgettable. Here's the secret most people miss. It's not just about what you see in that scene. It's about how you feel in that scene. If you imagine wealth but feel anxious, the door stays closed. But if you imagine wealth and feel the calm confidence of someone who already has it, the lock turns. The emotion is the signal the universe listens to. The moment you step into that scene, you are telling life, "This is my truth." And life, like a faithful mirror, will start reflecting that truth back to you. You may see coincidences: meeting the right person at the right time, stumbling across the perfect opportunity, but those are not accidents. They are the echoes of the scene you lived in your mind. Do not underestimate the power of 1 minute. People spend years in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and routines that keep them stuck, all because they never pause to create a single clear vision of what they truly want. But the moment you do, doors start appearing where there used to be walls. When doubt tries to creep in, repeat the scene. You can do it anywhere: in line, at the store, before you sleep, in the middle of your day. It's like carrying a master key in your pocket at all times. The more you live in that scene, the more it becomes natural, and the more life adjusts itself to match it. It is not about forcing opportunities. It is about aligning yourself with them. The scene shapes your belief, and your belief shapes your actions without you even realizing it. You will start making choices that match the reality you imagined. You will speak differently, walk differently, and people will notice something magnetic about you. In the end, the 60-second scene is not just a technique, it's a way of living. You become the kind of person who expects doors to open, because in your inner world they already have. And when your inner world shifts, the outer world follows without fail. So today, choose your scene. Close your eyes. Step into it with every sense alive. Feel it. Own it, live for just 60 seconds. Then watch as the door you once feared was locked open so easily. You'll wonder if it was ever closed at all. In just 60 seconds, your mind can bend the path of your life in ways that years of struggle never could. That small moment, when used with precision, becomes a portal into the reality you've been longing for. Most people underestimate what a single minute of unwavering mental focus can do, but that's because they waste the thoughts on worry, fear, and replaying failures. If you take that same minute and pour it into a vision so clear it feels like memory, you will ignite a process that life itself must respond to. It's not about wishing or hoping, It's about claiming a truth so strongly that it has no choice but to take root. Every great change begins with a thought, and every locked door begins to shift when you plant the right thought. The mind is a tool, but when sharpened with intent, it becomes a master key. That minute is not just time, it is concentrated creation. It is a message sent to the deepest layers of who you are, a message saying, "This is where we live now." Once that seed is planted, you can't unsee the reality you've built, and neither can life. The difference between fantasy and manifestation lies in clarity. A vague hope drifts away like smoke, but a precise moment burns itself into your inner world and refuses to fade. When you choose a single powerful scene that represents your desire fulfilled, you give your mind a target it can actually lock onto. Instead of imagining random events, you fix your gaze on a snapshot that captures the exact feeling of "it's done." This precision is what makes the difference. If you want wealth, don't just imagine having money, see yourself paying for something effortlessly, or opening a message that says "payment received." If you want love, don't just think of being happy, hear the voice telling you "I'm so glad you're mine." The more specific the scene, the easier it is for your subconscious to treat it as real. Specifics ground your desire in a form your mind can believe in. Belief is the soil where your dreams grow. When you choose the right moment to focus on, you don't need to imagine an entire story. One snapshot, one slice of life is enough to carry the whole meaning of your desire. Your mind is designed to fill in the rest once you give it a starting point. By picking a single scene that would be undeniable proof that your wish is fulfilled, you create an anchor in your mind. This anchor becomes the place you return to every time you need to reel in your energy. It becomes a safe space where the result already exists, untouched by your current challenges. Over time, it becomes easier to step into that scene than to believe in your current reality. This is when your belief flips, when what you imagine feels more real than what you see. The shift is inevitable. You are no longer chasing the result, you are remembering it. Imagination becomes unstoppable when all senses are engaged. Sight alone can fade, but when you add sound, texture, taste, and smell, the scene becomes alive. If you're picturing a celebration, hear the laughter, feel the warmth of the hug, smell the scent of the room. If you're imagining your new home, feel the smoothness of the walls, the scent of fresh paint, the weight of the key in your palm. These details trick the subconscious into treating the scene as a memory instead of a wish. And memories are powerful, they shape behavior without effort. The more senses you activate, the deeper the scene roots itself into your inner world. The scene stops being something you do and becomes somewhere you go. The power of this technique is not just in what you imagine, but in how you feel while imagining it. Feelings are the language your subconscious listens to. You can visualize wealth while feeling nervous about bills, but that will only keep you locked in lack. Instead, you must step into the emotion you would have if the scene were already reality: relief, joy, confidence, peace. These emotions are the energetic key that opens the door. If you hold the vision but miss the emotion, the lock remains closed. But when the image and feeling merge, you become a match for the result instantly. You stop reaching for it and start living it. There's a reason 60 seconds is the magic number. It's short enough to keep your attention sharp, and long enough to saturate your mind with the image. Doubt thrives in long, wandering thoughts, but it has no room to grow when your focus is tight. One uninterrupted minute forces you into full commitment to the scene. You're not drifting, you're locked in. The brain treats this as an intense burst of information and stores it more deeply. It's the mental equivalent of engraving a message in stone rather than scribbling it on paper. When you feed your subconscious with a single repeated image, it begins working for you in ways you can't see. Your awareness starts noticing opportunities that were invisible before. You meet the right people, stumble on the right resources, or suddenly feel inspired to act in ways that align with your vision. These are not coincidences, they are the rearranging of reality to match your inner picture. Life has no choice but to respond to the blueprint you hold consistently. And because the subconscious doesn't distinguish between real and imagined, it treats your scene as fact. Your outer reality will always mirror your inner one. This is why change begins inside. The moment you make your inner world richer, fuller, and aligned with your goals, your external life starts to shift to match it. You cannot hold a scene of success in your mind and stay in failure for long. The contradiction will force change. The doors outside will open, because the door inside already has. That is the natural law of reflection at work. The more often you return to your scene, the more solid it becomes. At first it may feel like you're pretending, but over time, it feels like remembering. This is the moment you know the shift is near, when you no longer doubt the possibility because it feels inevitable. Repetition is the silent builder of belief. Every visit to your scene adds another layer of certainty, until the gap between imagination and reality disappears entirely. You can carry this scene with you anywhere. No tools, no rituals, no perfect conditions, just you and your mind. It's portable power. Whether you're standing in line, lying in bed, or taking a short break, you can step into your chosen moment and live there for 60 seconds. This flexibility is what makes it unstoppable. You are never without your master key. The changes you notice after doing this are not luck. They are the physical results of your mental choice. You created the shift the moment you held the scene and felt its truth. The people, events, and chances that come your way are simply life catching up to your vision. When you see them, you'll realize nothing was random. It was all the echo of your 1-minute creation. The way you walk, speak, and carry yourself will naturally begin to change once your inner world shifts. You will carry the quiet confidence of someone who already has the result. People will sense it even if you never say a word. Your presence will speak for you, attracting the right circumstances effortlessly. This is the hidden magic of alignment. It rewrites you from the inside out. When you are aligned, you no longer feel the need to force results. You stop chasing, begging, or overworking for what you want. You know it is coming because you already live it within. Your energy changes from grasping to receiving. And in that state, life flows to you with ease. Once you open the door inside, the outer one cannot stay shut. The scene you created is not a dream anymore. It is a reality waiting for its moment to unfold. And when it does, you'll realize it didn't happen to you. You called it, shaped it, and lived it long before it showed up. That is the real key.